Welcome.
Yeah, welcome back. Handren and I are in the same room. What?
And for the first time,
I don't want to wait for us to be in the same room. I can't sing.
like Dawson and Joey just fucking hanging out in the same room.
Yeah.
This
is it. We got there. We did it, kind of. I mean, the next one, really, but we did it.
Yes, but this is what starts it, and it's hilarious. It is so funny. Everything that happens in this, the teacher
Would never happen nowadays.
no, and I would beg to say wouldn't have happened in late 90s either. That is like a 50s style teacher.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had teachers that were outdated, but this is insane.
Yeah, but it's just like, I'm gonna mock you. But okay, we'll get to it because I do feel like. So this is part one of a two-parter. There's literally, this is the second time they've done it now, where it's titled Part 1 and Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
What was it called? The fucking To Be or Not to Be?
I don't want to wait. That's all I know.
To be gay or not to be gay, it is a choice.
That's what they basically said, which is this whole thing is super fucked up. It opens with him making a fucking model of the town, and that's supposed to be like, oh yeah, only a gay kid would do that.
That's
like,
very true. That is very true.
No way. I love to build things, as you just saw for the first time ever. I have a lot of Legos in my house.
And you remind me a lot of like a 60-year-old gay dude who had to be closeted his entire life.
Not the first time I've heard this.
And so they just put it and I just come down here and make trains so I don't think about dicks.
Yeah.
Like that stereotype I really liked. And I found that very like nuanced. That they would
very specific, a very specific type of gay that they pinhole him into, stereotype wise.
But yeah, that's right. It opens up where he's just like totally.
He's like, so I didn't finish painting the back of this, and they're like, what? Why didn't you start with the back? That's your favorite part.
You should see so we have it going here, and they're looking at the town and everything, the model town that he built, and I wonder now that I see this for the second time. They do some close-ups on Jack where he isn't just looking at Dawson. He's just like looking.
I never even. Well, okay, it's because this is the conversation where he's telling Dawson like I have this because Pacey pieces out to do his poem assignment.
Yeah,
and he's like I don't know what to write, and Dawson is like write from your heart, man, do it. And so that's basically Dawson's like write something.
Dawson turned him gay.
He told him to do it. Big mistake. Big mistake.
Did
you ever have poetry class or anything weird, like creative writing classes?
No, I was retarded.
I love it.
I think maybe I was asked to write a poem once, but because of my dyslexia, I was in a lot of special ed classes for like English and
me too.
And writing and shit. I would take different spelling tests. There would be the easiest words. I would still get them wrong and just cheat.
Yeah, for April Fool's Day once, I had 15 words that I had to learn every week how to spell. And I made a list exactly like it would have been and handed it to my mom, put a sticker on it, put 15 out of 15. And I was like, look, I got a perfect on a spelling test. And my mom like almost cried. And then I was like, April Fool's. And then she went down and read it and every word was spelled wrong. I was like, I can't spell beautiful. That's so hard. It breaks all the rules. That word sucks.
That there are a few words that I have had to memorize, and especially beautiful was for sure one of them.
And groceries, I can't spell that yet.
Well, I never had to write notes in middle school to girls and spell groceries in them, but I definitely did not want to fuck up beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Smart.
But yeah, I used to cheat. I would write the words for the spelling test on my paper like before class because you'd have the words to study and then you'd come in and they'd be like take out a piece of paper for the test and then they say them and you have to spell them and I would write them on the piece of paper and then erase them.
Oh, so you could see underneath.
It was just a little.
So you just shade it over top like they're it's handed in the crayon version of it, and they never know.
And either they didn't know or they're like he's a fucking idiot. Just let him do it.
They let me have a spell checker by the end of it. Like I went to high school. This is really sad, and I should not admit this. I probably still have a 5th grade reading and writing comprehension level when I got into high school, and I almost didn't have it. It was like I had to get to 5th grade writing and spelling in order to get into high school. It was like 8th grade, and then being like, come on, Kim, you can spell this. And I was just like, no, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the other thing. Reading.
All of it's a nightmare.
It was just, I could not read fast enough. Reading was so slow. They would be like, we're going to read this, Johnny Get Your Gun, and you have to be done by, you get it on Monday and have to be done by next Monday. And I was like, a week for one book? I spent a summer on a book.
But then when you were in special ed, they gave you extra time, didn't they?
Yeah, but then I just gave up on reading and just lied. And I would just lie. And that's how I think I got really good at stand-up.
Oh, 100%.
It was because I would be the biggest talker in the class participation.
Okay.
I would let a few people talk first, get the theme of the book, and then I would just fucking riff on those themes. And like, you'd be like, well, that's clearly a metaphor for this. And then you talk 5 things about that have nothing to do with the book, but
kind
it
of
looks
like we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. What did I do? Oh, no, I think I got into stand-up because I had a defense mechanism for being in like a class of 5 people that were all special needs. I hated it.
Dude.
And I was the only female in there, which is like why I still love stand-up, because I'm like, okay, I'm with my people.
It's just me and a bunch of retarded dudes.
Yep, that's comedy.
Yeah, I had to do, it was only like one period, and it was in middle school. So in middle school, I was like designated as he has dyslexia.
I thought you were gonna say he, him, and I was like, that was woke.
They made me
that was so woke
a
in
male.
your school.
And for one period, I would have to go with like all these other special ed kids, and they would like work on my dyslexia, which they didn't know what the fuck they were doing with dyslexia.
They used to just say, "What color is this?" And I'd be like, "That's not what dyslexia is."
But the kids I would go with were all over the spectrum, including autistic. It was just like special kids.
I had
it was like
somebody who had Down syndrome in my class, and I went home and was like, "Mom," I was so mad. I was like me in 4th grade, like, "Come on, I'm not." Not that there's anything wrong with any of it. It just was like, the spectrum is big. The spectrum is big.
We're not working on the same things.
No, not even a lip. They used to give candy to anyone who spelled something right, and I'd be like, I'm going to be huge.
There was also one girl, and she was in there, and I was like, her dad hits her. That's what her problem. Like,
it was me, everybody. Handren and I were in the same class. I never met my father.
But she like was mad all the time and got in fights, but like I was like, does nobody else? She doesn't need special ed. She needs like a counseling.
Hug. Yeah. But my point, I guess, what I was trying to get to was, did you ever have to write something that like meant something to you and you really put like your heart on the page, or did you always just like?
Not until college.
Okay.
Not until college.
All right.
And then I did write some poetry in college, and like
if they had you read it out, you would have cried.
I'm not a crier in public like that. I can fucking hold it together. But there's definitely some shit that I handed in that I would not have. I was proud to have. I felt good about the assignment. Mm-hmm. But if they had said like, fucking read this in front of the entire room, I'd be like, oh, I will write something different then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this whole episode has the resonate, whatever, you get it. The leftovers of Jen and that guy who likes church.
Yeah.
What is that? I'm gonna move this.
I gotta say, so episode 1 is just setting up. There's a couple great scenes, but it really the real hilarious shit is going to be in the next episode, because
it's fun.
Are some fucking things that happen. But yes, he's back in it. He brings them to apparently this jazz club that is cool with serving high school kids.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And he has so much power when he takes her there, which is weird.
Because he can play piano so-so.
No, they don't no. If like an 18-year-old tried to come into a comedy club
and order 4 martinis, please.
Nobody would. Although I will say, if you're underage drinking, ordering a martini is better than ordering a beer. If you order like a fancier drink, you have a better chance.
Yeah.
It's true. As somebody who has tried alcohol underage, it's easier, especially as a woman.
I actually got served underage at a bar for the first time in Canada.
Yeah, it's because it wasn't underage.
And I ordered.
It was 18.
No, I was
or
16.
19. Oh,
I was
okay.
16
Okay.
at Sushi Village in Whistler.
Uh-huh.
And
I don't give a fuck.
No. I ordered a Shirley Temple with vodka.
That's fine.
Yeah, but that's not...
That's also a kid drink.
Exactly. I was like, I'll take my usual child drink and add alcohol.
And they were like, we're going to tell you yes and charge you yes, but not put any alcohol in it.
Oh, no, it was heavy.
Oh, no. Shirley Temple's with alcohol is very good.
Yeah. No, it was heavy alcohol. I was like, less. It was the first time.
I'm not ready.
Because I didn't even know what to get. I would have just gotten a beer, but I was like, I don't know the names of any beer just other than like Budweiser, and I don't want one of those.
No.
And so I just said the only drink that I had ever ordered before that.
This is why we're in special ed.
And I was with this dude, and we're at ski camp for the summer in Whistler, and he brings us. He's like, dude, we're gonna go. They'll serve us at Sushi Village. We're gonna go up there and we'll like smoke weed, and then we'll go up and get a drink.
He knew.
He's the one who brought me, and we walk up and we order, and he's like, yeah, I'll take a Kieran or whatever the fucking sushi
familiar.
beer is.
Yeah.
And I was like, a Shirley Temple vodka. He's like, the fuck, man.
You're fucking us up. Oh, that's so funny. How many did you get? Just the one? Because you couldn't finish it?
I think two. We
I'll
got
have
some sushi.
another.
Yeah.
I love it. Then they do this poetry assignment with this terrible teacher.
Yeah.
And
why does this guy like poetry? Why is he teaching poetry?
Why is he teaching? He probably isn't a poetry teacher. He's probably supposed to be a science teacher, and he's pissed that they transferred him over.
Maybe But
also, how did he know that Jack would have something so inappropriate? And why is he the only one who makes it read out loud? Even when it gets to the part where he cries and runs out, he should have been like, okay, now Pacey, you read yours out loud.
Yeah. Pacey has a theory. He thinks, which we get to in the next one, that he was trying to get after him.
Which is fair.
But which we're actually seeing play out right here. Pacey speaks of that, but that was the moment there where he couldn't get to Pacey, and so then he turns on Jack.
Now, do you think the next scene, because it's Dawson and Joey in computer class, do you think people didn't relate to this because not everyone had computer classes yet in certain neighborhoods? People like fucking white people.
Those people in those neighborhoods didn't watch Dawson's Creek.
Who were those? You made it sound so wrong. That's not what I meant. Those people. I didn't mean it.
I mean, if that's what you're saying, like black people didn't watch it.
I'm not saying that.
Black people did not watch Dawson's Creek.
I'm not saying that. I gave crickets for that. I also don't know what I'm hitting when I hit it. I just hit them and hope that it's not wrong.
It would be fun if you could make it so it was just
constantly rotating
and so you never knew.
I can. I basically don't because I didn't memorize it.
But computer class, do you remember? Did you have a computer class?
F, J, K, K. Did you do that? That's all I did for a lot of it.
Typing.
Dun, dun, dun. That was computer class.
That was computer class for me in middle school.
Like third grade, yeah.
Oh, we didn't have it. I didn't get computers until sixth grade.
Okay.
That's when they got to Maine.
Well, Canada. Maybe we're...
Oh, you would way more... Because Canada, I feel like...
our education's better than America's education's
better.
A whole.
And I feel like if they roll something out, they're like, everybody has it as soon as we... Where the U.S. is like...
Because there's no like private school. There is, but I mean, it's worse now. But when I was growing up, it was just like... You didn't pay to go to a Catholic school if you wanted to go to one.
Yeah.
Or a public. Like, you just went wherever you wanted.
But they were all different types of schools, and it just
yeah, like you could have gone to a Jewish school, and it would have been not.
I'm not Jewish.
Fuck. Well, you could have gone.
We had Mario teacher typing in sixth grade, and that was the first computer shit
Did you say Mario teacher?
Mario teacher typing. It was a
company.
No, it was a program. It was a game.
Oh, like
and
Mario.
It's
they
Mario.
It's
Mario Brothers, but words underneath, and as you type the words, he runs through.
I would have loved that.
The game.
We legit looked at a screen and it was F. Like the teacher told you what to write, and it was annoying as shit.
Well, that's what we got to in seventh grade.
Mario sounds. Fun.
That's what we had, where it was like floppy disk, put it in, and it was just like copying shit and
typing it properly without looking at the keyboard.
Yeah, but then by the time we got to middle school or high school,
which I never did. I always cheat. I never type. I still don't type properly.
No, not at all. No, I look at it. I can't not.
I actually just do. Thank you,
the screen.
MacBooks out there. That little button on the left, you double click it and you auto write
FN.
everything.
That's what that button's for. Yeah.
Why did the screen just go off? I wonder what that means.
Oh no.
I think it's still recording. We're okay. Oh, well, that was there. There's a mute button I could do for that in the future. Save it.
I don't know why we gotta mute that.
Okay.
But we did have computer class once we got into high school where, actually, I don't know. I went to a technical high school. There was a computer science, what is it? What would it be called? Curriculum you could go. So pretty much freshman, sophomore year, regular classes, and then starting junior and then into senior year, you would pick something to do.
Okay.
And you just did that every other day. And so I did film editing and website design.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't do that. That's cool.
Every other day, we just did that all day. And then you'd have regular classes the other days. And they'd had computer programming as one of the disciplines you could go into. But I don't know if we had a straight up, just in the core curriculum, a computer class. But we definitely had like English class. Sometimes we would just be in the computer lab. It would be like, you're going to go work on your essay or whatever and just be in there the whole time.
I think I had a better computer classes before high school. But then I went to fucking dance high school, 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah, what's computer class there?
Exactly. And then I went and moved to America my junior, senior year of high school. And I went to like a private little Catholic school with like 60 kids. And
for
I
those
learned
of you...
business math, which was like, okay. And it was nuns and priests. So it was like intense.
Oh, and you're like, what do you know about fucking business? You run a nonprofit and not well.
No, yeah.
Well, actually, they do really well. They touch kids and keep all their money. It's pretty good.
They know how to shuffle things around.
But for anybody just listening and not watching on YouTube, when Kim said move to America, her eyes lit up. It was like that immigrant thing of like,
I'm here. Yeah, the news is like, Canadians can't come in America yet, but Americans can go to Canada. What the fuck? And I'm like, I can do both. Thank you. Okay, but back to Dawson's Creek, because we haven't talked much about this yet.
Okay.
This is what happens when we get in person. We get excited to chat. Okay, so, yeah, he reads his poem out loud. He cries. He runs away. Pacey's like, I'll go after him. And then the teacher's like, no, you won't. And then Joey and Dawson are in the computer lab. They hear somebody behind them being like, he cried, and the poem was about a boy. He's gay. And then they're like, he's gay. It was a very, like...
It was a very subtle...
Saved by the Bell moment, I felt like.
Yeah, like how it had
camera.
traveled around the school, but also it was a very subtle... like, it wasn't that gay of a poem.
No, he just was... Yeah, I really didn't think it... I didn't think it implied that at all.
No.
It could have been anything. Also, his brother died. Like, could have 100% been about his brother. And then it becomes a big deal. And then what did they write in his locker? Is it the F word?
Yeah.
And then Joey's like, make out with me.
Yeah, Ray and which...
No, don't do it. You're going to regret that. Wait to find the results. That's like if there's a rumor going around that your boyfriend has herpes on the face and you're like, make out with me to prove that he doesn't. Wait for the test.
Yeah, and also it just looks so... You're like, well, clearly nobody's trying to prove anything here. Like, she was like, quick, let me attach myself to your face and be your beard. Like,
help you out.
Yeah. It was just bad move, Joey. Also, they spray painted the F word.
You said I won't say it. Neither will I.
I'll say fag. They
I know
spray paint fag. But like, who did that and nobody caught them? It was like
who had paint ready to go?
Yeah, spray paint on a locker in like. And then it was like it was all of a sudden there too. In a crowded high school, it's not like they came in first thing in the morning and it was there. It was like middle of the day. Somebody fucking. Yeah.
I heard it was the teacher.
I bet it was.
Oh, I hope we cut to that. That'd have been.
That's another deleted scene we got to do.
Yes, the teacher like poems, and then
I've got a one-word poem.
Joey's like, "Was that poem about gay guys?" And then he's like. No. What a sad moment.
But the thing is that's cruel about this is I don't know. In my school,
Back
there
in
were
my day.
there were maybe 2 or 3 guys that were straight up out.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like, we're the gay kids. And then there was like a bunch of lesbians who now are married to men.
I'm one of them. I'm kidding.
I know like 4 chicks from high school that were like lesbian, proud lesbian all through high school, married with kids now. Like, I love my family. Married to men with kids now. And just like, it was like they would love to be a lesbian in high school. And then they're like, yeah, I just want regular shit. Not that it's not regular, but I don't know. It was just a weird thing of like, you were the fucking champion of the LGBT, shit in high school. And then as soon as you got into...
Sometimes it's harder to go back in the closet. Like, if you think that you're gay as a kid and then it turns out you're straight, that's a harder conversation to have with your family. It really is.
You gotta...
Because you already spent so much time defending something, and then to be like, you know what? I think I'm straight.
Yeah.
That's why there's bi.
That would be rough for a dude to just be like, I don't think I'm taking a lot of dicks at this point.
It happens.
And I'm not into it, but I mean...
I can't go back.
Can't go back now.
It happens.
Who would take me? Who would take me?
I'm here.
Oh, I love this singer chick. I wonder if she's a real singer. So in the jazz club they go to, she's featured a few times singing. I don't think it's her real voice. Okay, we can look that up. Yeah, I'd be interested to see, but they definitely wanted to show off that fucking chick singing.
It's like a place like that.
But also this white chick singing black people's songs. Like she sings like Etta James.
Well, okay, speaking of, I can't even do it. Okay.
What? Do it.
What happened to the boyfriend of Pacey's, or husband of, sorry, I'm getting all the names wrong.
Brody or Bodie.
Yeah, where is he? Why he hasn't? Did they fire him? What happened to him?
MIA. I don't.
But he's not even talked about. Like, it's not like what he should have. You put a character in there to be diverse, which was great, and then he's never here. Not even when his baby happened.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's never in another episode. I don't remember him ever. And the sister even, she was in this episode for a brief second.
She's in it a bunch just to give like Joey the wrong advice and dip out.
Yeah, but even still, I think that pretty much ends. Like, I know once they go to college, her sister's fucking never there, except for they might bring her back in like the last episode.
But that's fair, but like...
Yeah. And the parent, I mean, Mitch and Gail.
That's true.
What the fuck happened to them? Then we haven't seen them in years.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
But Grams
is
sticking.
She's there.
And who would it of all?
Is this the one where she yells at the guy?
No, that's next episode. Okay, this.
Oh, this is the scene.
So then they go, and then so after Jack gets up and cries and runs out, they're back in class the next day. Apparently,
timeline is not good.
Just doing the same shit over again. And he says, if you want to pass this class, you have to get up and read. And Pacey goes off because Pacey thinks that it's his fault that he's picked on Jack, and so he's going to stand up for him. Mm-hmm. And he spits.
Which is why everyone loves Pacey.
In his face.
But he only spits in his face because he said
he
the
brought
word
up
spit.
Spit in face. Yeah. He said, you spit in the face of education.
And he said, no.
Yeah.
I spit in your face. Would you ever spit in someone's face?
No, I would just punch him.
No,
because I figure if you're gonna spit in somebody's face,
so gross.
You need to immediately punch that person, or they're gonna punch you. Like,
yeah, it's so gross.
It's what somebody does.
Has someone ever spit at me? I think someone has. I'm pretty sure it was just a homeless person.
Only during sex have I spit in face.
Why is that in his face?
It wasn't a he.
Okay, in them, they, she, her. Face?
They just do what they're asked for.
Somebody likes to be spit. Okay, everyone's different. I've never asked for someone to spit in my face.
Hey, you never know.
I'm not going to. If my husband is listening, that is never going to happen. Don't even think about asking about it.
Kim can't rule it out.
Just did. It'll be a hard conversation when I have to go back in the closet about wanting spit on my face, but I think I'm willing to take the risk.
One day you're just in the desert, super horny,
and you're just like
start banging, and you're like, I need water.
I'm gonna not want to bang while I'm dying either. Pretty confident.
that's what you might think. But when you get close to the end, you get really horny. I don't know if
then I'm nowhere near dying because I'm dry like a forest over here. Our forest dry?
Oh.
Whatever.
But yeah, he spits right in his fucking face. Which I do have to say, as shitty as this teacher is, I would have. As a full-grown man, if a teenager fucking spit in my face, I'd be like, you're about, like...
Class dismissed. Not like, because he keeps teaching.
Yeah.
Like Pacey leaves, but the teacher keeps teaching.
Yep.
That's old school.
But no, I just would have leveled. I wouldn't be able to... Would you be able to not punch somebody if they spit in your face?
If a kid spit in my face...
But a kid, this is where it's borderline.
Yeah, because a late teen.
Yeah. Like, you're the same height.
It would take a lot out of me not to do it.
It would. I mean, I
would probably spit in their face back.
Like...
I'd probably repeat it.
Yeah, that would be good. Because then you try and get them to punch you. But like when your job and everything is on the line, maybe not.
That's
but if
the
you're
harder
like,
part, yeah.
If you're like just out in public,
oh, totally different.
Spit in your face, you look around, you go, anybody fucking looking?
Wow. Yeah, I agree.
I hit a teen once. I think I've told that on this podcast. Have I not?
I don't remember.
A kid on a bike came up like 2 a.m. behind me, and I was with my wife, and then.
Oh, so this is kind of recent.
We were not married at the time. Yeah, it was back in Boston, and we'd left a club, and we were what is it called? Cantab Lounge. Mm-hmm. Former bar of the Damon, the Affleck's father.
Okay, Affleck.
Yeah.
Like Ben Affleck or like
Ben and Casey's dad used to be the bartender there.
Wasn't sure if it was the Affleck commercials.
Yeah, the Duck's father.
Yeah.
And we walked across Mass Ave, and we were walking down this side street, and we walked past a group of hoodlums, I'll call them. It's like 2 a.m. They're, I want to guess, between 15 and 17, maybe. Like, they definitely were not like over 18.
Okay.
But they were like trying to be.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me if I had a rolling paper.
Just one.
Yep, because they want to roll a joint or something. I was actively rolling a cigarette, and I said, I do not. And they didn't like that. I said no. And as we kept walking by, one of them was yelling something. One kid of the group was on a little BMX bike just doing figure eights. He breaks his formation, and I just feel him ride right up behind me. And I was like, you don't do that to somebody, dude. And I just turned around and punched him in the chest off of his bike.
And what did your wife, not at the time,
she was very upset. Did
you get yelled at?
I did not tell her I was doing that either.
Well, of course. It was probably like in the moment thought.
Yeah. But I was just like, get in the car. Get in the car. We're good. Get in the car.
Date's over. Let's go.
He's yelling at me. He's like, I'll fuck you up. I was like, dude, don't roll up on someone. I'll fuck you up. I was like, no, you won't. And don't roll up on somebody like that. And we just got in our car and walked off. But I had that split second. I was like, am I going to punch this kid? And I was like, I don't want to wait to find out what he's going to do.
I don't want to wait.
Boom. And we're back. We're gluing in on this is the scene here with the slur on his locker.
Oh, yeah.
He opens it up. It's combo 6969.
That is not his combo.
Joey feels bad. She's like, I'm going to go make out with this fag right now.
Don't say the word.
I'm sorry.
I don't.
It was just for comedic purposes because we were literally looking at it. Yeah, look, if people want to cancel us, I mean, I at least have plenty out there that they can go after. Kim is, I want to say to the public, Kim is against everything I say.
Almost everything.
Okay. Yeah. There, we're good. But yeah, and then they just making out. And that weird dude with the long hair was so into it.
That's a good extra. Yeah, and then they don't know what to do. She makes out with him. And Dawson is like, you got to find out, man.
So Dawson's reaction to a bunch of this shit is
great.
Hilarious.
It's what it kind of should be, right? Like, your girlfriend left you.
Yeah.
For a gay man.
Yeah. Okay.
There's so much beauty in that and also sadness in that. Like, it's a dual, like, ugh, what was,
In one way, you have to be happy that you're like, oh, well, they're not going to stay together. But another way, you're like, I got cucked by a gay dude.
Exactly. That's where the pros and cons are.
Yeah.
It's a conflict.
Yeah. She'd rather be with a gay guy.
But what a better movie for him to write next time.
Oh my God. Now we're talking. That
if you're
should
going to
win.
do an autobiography, fucking talk about how the gay man stole your woman.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then elaborate on that.
Yeah. You want to get emotional. Let's see that breakdown when you realize that. But he would never realize that. I'm not realize that, but he's like.
He's too selfish. Yeah.
Not even selfish. He's just like too like golden retriever dummy. Like he'd just be like, oh, now they're not going out.
Oh.
Like,
well, no.
You think she's coming back? She went to a gay dude. She's not coming back.
No, he does think she's coming back to him.
Yeah, no, he's
wrong. Oh, and then this is so Pacey gets mad at his girlfriend. We haven't talked about that. For not being so chill about her brother possibly being gay.
Well, and also he is facing suspension for what he did and that he doesn't want to apologize. And she feels like he should apologize. And what is it? I forget, note or something. But anyways, this is leading up to, in the next episode, because of Jack's troubles, we meet their father.
Yeah,
the
but
father finally shows up.
But this whole like thing, she's mad at him. Yeah, because the school asked him to apologize. He's like, I'm not going to do it. And she's like, well, there goes all your hard work of like getting off of, which is something we forgot in the setup at the beginning of the show. The guidance counselor runs into Pacey and is like, I've read your like everything you're doing the best I've ever seen you do. Keep it up. And then it flips completely, which is the typical setup of Dawson's Creek where they set you up with, oh, the opposite of this is going to happen. That's their go-to. But
I do like that character trait of Pacey because it is true. I've known like there's kids who are like that. Are like, I'm a don't give a fuck kid. Mm-hmm. And then they'll get on a good streak and they'll do pretty well, but they're like on the drop of a hat. Just because they have a bunch of good credit, great grades built up, they're like, I'm still the don't give a fuck kid. And they'll hold it over them like, well, you could fail this class if you do that. And they're like, I'm sorry, did you just threaten me?
Yeah.
I'm doing it even more now.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality of a child that's been beat by their parents. I'm pretty sure Pacey's been hit by his dad.
Has to, or his brother. Or both.
Yeah.
Maybe as a team.
Do you think Pacey here is really trying to defend his brother because he's always making fun of his brother for being gay? Which they just stopped. They got so progressive with this. I mean, it's not that progressive of a gay episode.
I never thought about it. Yeah. I think he's so in love with the girl that he's protective of his family.
Of her family?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like he sees himself with that.
Yeah.
And then
she does make a good comment to Andy about how, or no, not Andy, Jack to him about how like he has a savior complex.
Oh, for sure. And that's a very honest like character trait that they've instilled in him. But then I do like the moment where she also feels bad for her first reaction to finding out that he was gay. Yeah. Kind of thinking maybe.
But I think her reaction
it was more about why would you write it on paper first for a teacher that's a terrible person?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Which
why would you?
I feel like as a sibling you would feel that way no matter. Yeah. Like.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like one of those things, and I gotta say I don't think she's that wrong, but it's like learn when to protect yourself.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Like
so you know who this fucking teacher was. Why would you ever give him any fucking real emotions or feeling? Like just go make shit up. Like go copy a poem. I don't give a shit.
Or just say she every time it's he.
Yeah. He ends up just writing she, he, and they're like, oh.
That's how that got invented.
But yeah, this look right here that Dawson's giving, this is what he gives every time. Love, do you think he's gay? He's like, I don't not think he's gay.
Probably. And he's not wrong.
He's like, you should ask him. He blew me last night. You should ask him.
Have you ever had somebody come out to you?
No.
I'll do it right now.
I had a friend tell me, but they had told everybody.
But you?
Also, no, yeah, everybody but me. No, but a friend who was trans, who transitioned, and it was like a personal, like, hey, you're a friend. I want to let you know this is happening. I was like, okay, great. What do I call you now? But no, I'm never the one that people are like, let me confide in.
I think people have come out to me several times.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the first time was...
How many were you dating?
All of them, including my brother. When my brother came out, I'm 11 years younger than him.
Yeah.
Are you leaving?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this
like,
shit.
What? Where is he going? I thought you were like going to pee. And I was like, damn. Okay.
Let me tell you about my brother coming out. And I was like, see ya.
No, my brother's 11 years younger than me. And... Oh, older than me. That's a lie. And everyone was talking about it. Like, he came out in high school. And this is in the early 90s, maybe? Mm-hmm. And it was, like, a big deal. Like, I could hear all the, like, hubbub in the house. And I was like, what's going on? And he was in the basement. And I remember walking downstairs and being like, Patrick, what's everyone talking about? You like, what is happening? And he was like, how do you tell this to a 7-year-old? And I was like, what? And I might have, it was around that time. And he was like, I'm gay. And I was like, okay. And then I like went to leave and he was like, wait, do you know what that is? And I was like, nope. Just wanted to know what the word everyone was talking about was. And he was like, no, come back. And then I had to sit down with him and he's like, it means I like guys. And I was like, okay. And I went to leave and he's like, nope, come back. And I was like, what? He was like, you can't tell anybody. And that's when I went, why? Like, that's when I was like, okay. And he was like, because they won't be as cool as you. Which is like the greatest thing for an older brother to do to a little sister is to like bump up my ego. I was like, yeah, that's right. No one would get it as cool as me. And I've held on to that problem my whole life. But yeah. And then, I mean, now when people come out to me, I'm like, I don't think anybody in my circle cares. I do realize that there are certain pockets of places where people are not cool with gays and lesbians yet. But I personally don't think it matters anymore. Does that make sense? Like, it's not
way less. It's way
like if
less.
This happened in a show, like if you were in school now and a kid wrote a poem, I think everyone would be more on the bully of the teacher.
This episode would be an intervention for everybody to tell him he's gay. Hey buddy, you're gay. And it's fine.
Such a better episode. Or How to Get Your Teacher Fired.
Yeah.
That's a good TV show I would watch.
And then Pacey's...
The speech that Pacey gives is brilliant.
The apology, yeah. You knew he was gonna figure out a way to like try. I mean, just not give in, but also like try and do like he was gonna.
He's a pleaser. Scheming. Yeah.
Well, no, I don't even think
I feel bad for my actions, but I will never respect you.
I think it was like one of those like, let me see if I can not say I'm sorry and insult them, but still not get suspended. And
he still got suspended.
Yeah, no. You said sorry, and you were supposed to walk in and say sorry, and then you kept fucking talking.
And you still would have gotten suspended even if you apologized because you spit in a teacher's face.
I wonder, because I mean...
Come on, you can't do that. That's body fluids.
But with what that teacher did before that?
No, the teacher should be fired.
Yeah.
And he should be suspended. It's a dual thing.
I wonder nowadays.
Done. There'd been a video of it. It would have been on every news.
Yeah, but there's like the video of Evergreen State College of all these fucking kids bullying their teacher and telling him to put his hands down because it's a microaggression and they're yelling at him and shit.
Really? I've never seen that video.
They're like, because they were saying decided one day that white people can't come to work. And he's like, I'm not doing that. And then they started yelling at him and like, you shouldn't be here. This is not a white person's day. And
were there white kids in the class?
I don't know. I've only heard it. I haven't watched the video, but I've heard the audio and I've heard the guy interviewed about it. But
what did he say in the interview?
He's like not fucked up, but I mean, he's like
the pendulum swaying too far there.
He's the most progressive dude too.
Yeah,
but he was like, you can't tell somebody they can't work because of their skin color. That's the whole thing.
What, yeah. That's what this is all about.
But that's what I'm saying. Of like, those kids, nothing happened to those kids. None of them were suspended when they're sitting there fucking yelling at a teacher, telling him to put his hands down.
Kids don't get suspended anymore because their parents are footing the bill.
Because that's
where the school system's really messed up right now.
Is that they give them carte blanche to create the curriculum of what they want it to be, and you're like, look, curriculum wasn't great before. We were in like a 1950s built education system as far as like, here's what you need to learn and shit. And you're like, yeah, you know, in a simpler time, sure, that would be great. But to let teachers and students, and I think it happens even more in college, not teachers, students and parents decide what they can hear and what they can't hear and what they can, and boundaries that can be pushed or anything. And it's like, that's what school used to be, for part of it at least, was like, have uncomfortable conversations.
The only thing that you were ever given growing up was, can we teach your kids sex or not? That was the only form that we got sent home.
Yeah, and
then every parent was like, please do it so I don't have to.
I took school sex class, and you don't learn sex. You still walk out being like, yeah, but how do I talk to Ashley? Like that.
Well, you're not having sex with her, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh, and then
Pacey and Andy kind of break up. They fight.
It's really up in the air.
It ends with them being like, she's like, I can't be with you. And he's like, I can't be with you.
How defined were your relationships in high school?
Oh, always very defined.
You would have
I've had
a day in or something.
I will ask somebody because I need clarity.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I always say it like that too. I don't care what it is, but tell me so I can have a choice.
Yeah.
Because I've been in relationships where we said we were friends with benefits, but exclusively.
But even that was upfront.
But exclusively,
yeah.
Because we didn't want to be in a relationship, but we didn't want STDs, which is a weird whatever. But yeah, no, even friends with benefits, I would say I'm very, very clear on anything because I just don't want to be blindsided by shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I always felt in high school, at least, some of the girls I dated, that I was like, I need to lock this shit down. I was like, I can't believe I am dating this person. I need to make it very clear.
No.
But later years, I definitely tried. After I got out of my first engagement,
Wait, like engagement?
Yeah, this is after high school.
You've been engaged before?
3 times.
Well, you've proposed as many times as I've been proposed to.
Yeah, third time is the charm. Third time's the wife.
Wow. That's so funny because I've said no as many times as you've heard no.
I heard yes every time.
Oh, I said no.
And then it fell apart 2 times.
Oh. Because they didn't have the balls to say no.
The first one, that's possible. Yeah. the first one.
Just say no.
For sure might have been that. But, when I got out of that, because we met when I was 19.
Oh, okay. You asked way too young.
No, and then I asked when I was 21. We dated for like...
Still too young, but yeah.
But yes, still too young. But it was like 3 years right out of high school, first like adult relationship. Mm-hmm. And, I was about to say, thought I was in love, but for sure I was in love, but it wasn't, it was fucking 19, 20, fun times, doing drugs, and...
Sounds like a great marriage.
It would have been a...
Did you get the ring back?
It wasn't a big ring.
But did you get it back? It matters.
I don't...
Did you want it back? What would you do? How much did you spend on it?
Maybe $80.
Okay, so you can leave. You both didn't care about it.
But for me though, one, I didn't know how fucking ring shit worked. I mean, I didn't. Jesus Christ!
Everybody, the mic just spun around on him, saying like, "How could you dare buy an $80 ring for a woman? That's why she left."
That was an expensive ring. As far as I was concerned,
fair.
A fucking $80 ring was like Jesus.
Right,
for
I'm a high maintenance bitch. Okay, keep going.
Well, then what I found out, some would actually get spent by like people who can't afford it.
Oh yeah, it's dumb. If you have to choose between like a car and a ring, get the car.
Yeah, and then, but my wife has her the engagement ring is her grandmother's ring.
Great. Smart economics there.
And it's an awesome ring.
Yeah, I bet.
But
dating.
After that, the first engagement broke up. I did not want to define anything with people, especially I made a rule. We were together a little over 3 years. I was like, I am not getting into a relationship for as many years as I was just in that relationship.
That's the smartest thing anyone can do. You're supposed to do that.
Sorry,
You're
keep hitting the camera.
It's fine. You're still center, actually. I'm the one that's not center. I'll change my mic after this. I 100% agree with you. You should dip out and not have a relationship after for that long.
Yeah. Then I did that, and
I used to have
went
a
out with
rule
so
that
many
if
chicks that tried to define it. And you know what I would find out? Women, 2 weeks. 2 weeks of not knowing, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? You cannot help but ask.
I don't need to know the title. I just need to know the exclusivity because it's an AIDS issue. It's a STD problem.
Okay, I'll give you STDs.
That's what I need. That's literally the only reason why my brother passed away of it. So and everyone who's ever dated me knew that. So it was always it was like, no, bitch, I need to know I have a thing with it. Yeah.
But straight people, for the most part, only get AIDS from drugs.
But any STD, it's not just that one. I don't want any of them. I don't want to itch at all.
I don't want to itch.
For my itch to be over.
The one I think is, even now, especially because of AIDS treatment, what it's at now, I think the fucking worst one would be herpes.
Yeah.
That's got to be it, because fucking cold sores.
And why do they call gonorrhea? It's not really gone.
Yeah, it is. You can get rid of it.
It's not gone, though. It's there forever.
No, gonorrhea is...
I'm just messing with you. They put the word gone in it.
Yeah, because it can be taken away.
I don't like it.
Have you ever had STD?
No.
Yeah, me either. I have no idea how it's like.
Why do you think I don't know anything about it? I would freak the fuck out. I would.
I remember when I got my first test because somebody... My friend called me.
So me and this guy were fucking the same bitch, and
yeah,
I knew this was going there.
He called me and was like, "You might have chlamydia," and I was like, "Why did you tell me?" And yeah, we had both had sex with the same person, and so I was 26, and I got my first STD test, and they're like, "Yeah, I don't have anything." I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like.
No, I was a regular tester, still am, just in case. You never know what that husband's going to do, or if I trip into a STD hole or something by mistake. Or there's a new one that I don't know about. I also don't like germs. I don't really touch people in general.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm not a hugger.
So this past year and a half has been awesome.
Amazing. Like, people are finally on my level. Like, my mom was like, "Kim, you're not going to get it." I was like, "I know. I stay 6 feet away anyway." I fucking hate hugs. My mom has to ask me for hugs. I just don't like touching people.
We've hugged one time.
Really?
And I remember
I was probably hammered.
We were leaving the Comedy Store, and I think it was the first time we had seen each other after like everything closed down. It was maybe like midsummer, and we're like, "Hey, we're back out of the place."
That's fair.
And for sure, probably drunk, and then we were like, "All right, great to see you," and just gave each other a hug and walked away. And I was like, I don't think Kim's ever hugged me before.
I don't hug people. And if I do, sometimes I hug people because they initiate and I don't want them to feel bad.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
I don't want that hug. I can't stand people who are like, "I'm a hugger." Especially after I say I don't do hugs. And they're like, "Well, I'm a hugger." That's like one sneeze away from rape.
That's like
Cuomo. So close. Like, yeah.
Cuomo is just...
Cuomo?
I kiss people.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
I do
I'm Italian. We assault.
Yeah. Not fair.
But yeah, then
and the next episode, this all comes to this is the next episode.
Yeah.
This we're gonna get into this.
This is a great spot to end this episode.
How much I don't like to be hugged. Thanks.
Yep. When we do a live tour, don't touch Kim.
Please, nobody.
And I feel like because of the flow of this, and we're just, for those that don't know, for get behind the scenes, we're about to record episode 2 right now. We're going to break and we're going to start episode 2. Mm-hmm. And so much like the show, I feel like this is a good like cliffhanger type ending.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
This, and it'll make people
maybe
be like,
we'll start with a hug.
Probably not.
It's not going to happen. I don't want to wait.
I'm Handren Seavey.
I'm Kim McVicar. Bye.